How's it going, guys? Welcome back. I hope you're going to like this one because I'm finally bringing out my Maiden split guide. I think for the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to show you a game that I played a few days ago, and hopefully this will explain a few things about how to win with Maiden split, when to Maiden split, stuff like that. I'm not going to go into the start of the game. As you can see, this video starts at 18 minutes. There's a reason for that, and it's because I think in a video like this, it doesn't matter what happened in the first half of the game. All that this video is going to showcase is why you Maiden split, when to Maiden split, and why it's strong and stuff like that, all right? So what we'll do is we'll get started with it in this way. So the first rule you need to understand Maiden split is you never do it before 18 minutes. 18 minutes, put 17, 18 minutes as your earliest time to drop Maiden. There's a few reasons for that. Number one is the cooldown for Maiden is way too low, way too high if you do it from when you don't have an item. First item rise, you're always going to be running either Cleaver or Shojin. Both of those give at least 20 ability haste, so it's quite low anyway. But as a rule of thumb, you'll never really get an opportunity to get a lot out of a Maiden split if you drop her before 20 minutes regardless. The reason I say that is because Yorick doesn't have many levels. When the ghouls push up, they're not actually going to be able to take much out of it. You might get a tower, but that's about it. A lot of the times what you'll end up finding is your Maiden will just be left under the tower where the tower's been taken to half health and she'll just die to the tower. So number one rule, always have it done past 18 minutes in. Now we'll play out this video from here and we'll have a little watch and see what happens. So as you can see from this game, it's 18 to 19 right now. I actually got... I did an early gank in the bot lane, and I got my bot lane ahead early, but Warwick's just spiraled out of control. My mid lane got crapped on, and now their Warwick is like 9-1. He's enormous, and I'm really far behind. But what we're going to do is we're going to look for opportunities, and what I've seen here is I've seen this Silas has come top to split push, right? So we're going to kill the Silas because we can easily kill him. When I have Spirit Shojin, I am enormous. And what we're going to do is we're going to drop Maiden. Now, the reason I drop Maiden there is actually not because the dragon is up. The reason I dropped the Maiden there is because look how much minions she can get. You're going to use this gold that you absorb from this and the next lane, and possibly even the tower, to funnel yourself and to push yourself to your next item purchase. So the second benefit of this is it's an open wave and there's a dragon spawning, so we can actually get pressure on the dragon. So we'll watch how this one plays out. So we drop Maiden, recall. We're going to pass straight to the dragon. But we can't take the dragon without ghouls, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to go to a multi-camp first, which is going to be the wolf camp. So you can see Shen stays top. This is actually fine. This is absolutely fine. I don't mind Maiden going top with a teammate. Previous seasons, I would have been like, you never split Maiden in a lane where there's a teammate there. This season, it's not the case. We don't actually care if someone accompanies Maiden here. If anything, it's even better in some scenarios because the Leandry's Shojin build, it gives you so much damage with just Maiden. She doesn't actually need ghouls. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take all the camps we can get on the way. And biggest thing to note there, I've just missed it, is look who went top. So their AD carry has shown herself top lane now, which means that they're down a player at the dragon. So the Maiden split actually formed two functions there that work. It drew someone out of the team fight, so now we get the 4v5 fight, and it got us a shitload of gold. So you can see, we get the dragon for free. So it's the kind of Maiden split is all about absorbing pressure, creating pressure. It's not a guaranteed win in every single game. And it is a strategy that takes place from 15 minutes onwards. So you still got to play a good 15 minutes early. Now, when your Maiden's dead, you don't have any pressure right now. So the best thing you can do is once the dragon goes, get the hell out, start looking for your next play. Now, we killed one of their teammates. I was actually interested in doing Baron here because I thought we could bait the Warwick in and we could potentially kill him. But I don't think anything actually eventuates here. What we end up doing is right now, I'm looking at this top wave. See that top wave up there? I'm looking at that going, you know what, that top wave is pretty fucking juicy. My Maiden's up in 20 seconds. By the time I get there, I could probably drop Maiden straight away. So what we're going to do is we're going to run straight up to that top wave. What you should be looking to do is dropping ghouls or Maiden and then using the nearest multi-camp to get ghouls back. So right now you can see that there's a Krug camp right there. So if I just drop 3 ghouls and run to the Krug so I can get fresh ghouls, meanwhile my ghouls are taking the top wave. So we're looking for ways to absorb gold, absorb pressure, and absorb experience. Now my Maiden's available. She's up. We're recalling. What do? You can see right there what I did is I peeked at the bot lane. We had a look and we saw that that bot wave is pushing to me. So what do? We're going to run straight to bot and we're going to drop Maiden. So we've dropped her right there. Now the problem here that you're going to face a lot in your games, and it's going to happen, don't worry about it, is my mid laner is now running to bot. In a perfect world, if I could talk to this guy in English, because I can't, it's in Korea, I would tell him not to go bot. And in a perfect world, he wouldn't go bot, but he's tilted as hell and he's not going to listen to me. Because we want Maiden to be able to get ghouls before she pushes. She's not going to be able to do that if the wave is already pushing. Because what she's going to do here is that you can already see the numbers of the ghouls, right, of the minions down there is dwindling. It's getting lower. My mid laner just being there isn't actually going to help me much. But either way, it's fine. Like I said before, if we drop Maiden and the teammate goes there, it's fine. She does enough damage on her own at the moment with the Spear of Shojin and with Liandry's. Remember, she doesn't benefit from Black Cleaver because she doesn't do physical damage. So Shojin, she does more damage with. That's all fine. So we've dropped Maiden bot. What do? We've created the pressure, but important to note, they haven't seen Maiden yet. They don't know she's there. So that's both a negative and a positive here. If they see her, they react to her. If they don't see her, she's a surprise attack, but you got to time it well. So you can see they have a teleport there. So we're just going to ping the shit out of Baron. Ping the crap out of Baron. So now they've got to make a choice. They've seen us running to the Baron. They're killing my mid. And this timed out really well. Now look at bot lane. You can see at bot lane, my Maiden's showing up down there. So they have to either stop the Baron or stop the Maiden. One of the two. They can't do both. And that's where the strength of this comes from. It's forcing them to make a choice. It's literally the red pill, blue pill fucking thing. You either stop the Maiden and stop the push, or you stop the Baron and stop them getting the global objective. Of course, they're going to go for the Baron, okay? Once you get the Baron, if you're playing this playstyle and you don't have Maiden, get the fuck out. Just run. Don't fight. It's the worst thing you can do. Just pop your wall on whatever entrance you can block and run. Just spam ping your team to get out. It's not worth fighting. Because you can see right now, my Maiden's still bot. She's going to get that tower. So we managed to get a Baron and a tier 2 tower out of this play. It's insane. This is such a strong strat. It's so good. But it's hard to make work properly. Because you need to be good at predicting. You need to be good at timing. There's a lot of little things you can do. Now look at bot. My Maiden is still pushing bot lane right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep them busy. We want their eyes on us here. We want them to go, this Yorick is chasing this Kai'Sa. We don't want them to look at the Maiden, okay? So we're just going to keep the pressure going. I'm going to run in a bit reckless because I want them to stay with me. And then we've seen the Silas top. Now, the reason I'm going for top lane here is because I'm actually setting up a ghoul split here. I can see that there is a wave here. And I know there's another wave coming. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop probably 4 ghouls in this wave. And then I'm going to leave it. Now you can see on the map, my Maiden actually got all the way to the 3rd tier plating on that tower. So that's not going to resurrect before above 50% health now. Or is it 33%? Something like that. So that's massive. That's huge. I only need 1 ghoul split to be able to kill that tower now. That's enormous. Okay? So ghouls are top right now. So what do we do? What do we do? There is no global objective on the map. There is only towers. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the map and we're going to see where can we pressure. Right now, my mind is bot lane. I think bot lane is the way we play this one out. My Maiden's up in 28 seconds, so I'm going to play off the Maiden. So you can see the dragon spawning now. That's pretty good. So we're going to part to the bot side. And off the bot path, we're going to look and see, while we're in the bottom quadrant, or bottom half, I should say, because we're actually in the bottom half, we can make a play. So my mid gets caught. It's going to happen. We're just going to try get pressure in that area. We're going to get vision. Because I'm trying to plan for a Maiden split here. I want to see where can I put her. So we'll watch and see how it plays out. So my pike goes in. We get a nice catch. Now that dragon spawning, I can see that dragon spawning. So we'll just wait. There's no rush. We'll just wait. So this will be our third dragon. This will be the third, so it's not soul yet. So we can just get this. Now, I want you to think, okay, we're taking the dragon. This is a brainless activity right now. What do we do after? I've already got it in my head. I already know what I want to do. And it's pretty aware. You should already know it just by looking at how my teammates move. So you see how they moved up? What did they do? They left the bot lane. Oh, hang on. They left the bot lane completely empty. See that wave? See that lane? It's bloody enormous. That's a perfect Maiden split. So what we do is we drop Maiden. Silas goes bot. That's fine. That's what we want. We want Silas to show bot. That's perfect. So we put the pressure on mid. We want to tell Silas, hey Silas, come and join us in the mid lane. Ignore Maiden. She's not tasty. Come deal with us instead. But we don't want to go in all the way. Because if you commit to the fight, half my damage is down the bot lane right now. I just want to point out, Maiden represents a lot of your power. But right now, you're splitting your power in two waves. You're going mid lane and you're going bot. You don't want to commit to this. You want to instead just keep their attention, but don't die. Worst thing you can do is die, which is when this actually gets really scary, and I'll show you when it is. Right there, this is extremely scary. Because if I die right now, Maiden dies. This whole push is for nothing if I die. That's why when I got hit by that, and it looked like I was going to get knocked up, I was panicking. We block off the wall, and now look at bot lane. We've still got that pressure going where we're telling them, hey, you need to deal with Maiden or deal with us. We're going to keep the push going mid. And you can see everyone, it looks like everyone dies. That's fine. Maiden's bot pushing. We're farming bot lane while we're pushing mid lane here. So this is an absolutely fine. I know it looks like a bad fight. It's actually not a bad fight. It's a good fight. Look at that. Maiden goes and gets the bot lane. So base turret gone. A+. Perfect scenario. Once she's exhausted her power, she's going to die. She's going to die. But look how much damage she does. That's without Leandry's. That's just a Shojin. Maiden's enormous right now. Like, Maiden is a tank and a half. I'll go through builds in a bit. At the end of this, I'll go through the build. But mainly Shojin, Cleaver, Leandry's, and right now I'm skipping Static at the moment and I'm going for Hollowed Radiance because I think it's a bit better than Static. It just pushes a bit better. But for the moment, let's have a think. What do we do? All right, what's the next play? How do we win this game? My head is telling me there's a massive wave in top right now. I can drop ghouls in this wave. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to look top. I'm going to clear out most of the wave, but I'm going to drop ghouls in the wave. Cool. Now that wave is going to push with ghouls. You don't have to only do it with Maiden. You can do it with ghouls as well. Now my Maiden's up. So we're going to probably pop her somewhat soon. And Baron's up very soon. So we're going to put her bot. You're going to get people like this Lucian who just don't understand the playstyle. And look, I get it. It makes sense. He doesn't understand how it works. He wants me to go mid. And I'd want to go mid, but I want to drop Maiden bot first. So we drop Maiden bot. And let's run mid and group. Now remember, we put that timer on. We've got to wait. I've actually got a little program here, so I should be able to help. We have to wait until Maiden shows about here before we can start showing on the map. Because this gives you enough time to then make a pressure somewhere. Oh, how do I undo this now? There we go. All right. So Maiden's bot. What do we do? Now remember, we don't want to force. We don't hard force. The worst thing we can do is just engage. We want to use the pressure, absorb the pressure. Now I can see that Baron's up. This is why Baron's a perfect play here. Maiden's bot already. We've seen Warwick on the map. We just gun the Baron. The second we hit the Baron, Maiden has now showed up on their map. They're going, fuck, we have to deal with the Maiden now. And at the same time, they're going, TFRs come out. Fuck, they're doing Baron. We need to stop the Baron. They don't know what to do. Look at the minimap right now. They're confused as hell. And remember what I said before. The second you get the Baron, you get the fuck out. You do not fight. You do not fight. Unless you're drastically ahead, you do not fight. So you can see I start a little bit of an exchange here. The second I see the Shenna, I'm out. I'm gone. Like, I don't want anything to do with it. You can see we're losing the fight, but we're supposed to lose the fight because that's how it works. If you're taking the Baron and you're brute forcing the Baron fight and half my pressure is bot, I expect to lose this fight. If we come out with 2 casualties, that's a win. That's a massive win. And you can see right now, my Maiden has taken the inhibitor. So what do? We don't just recall because we want to stop them from going back. So instead, I'm going to play forward. I run up to the bush and I check it with E. You never know, we might get it. Maiden gets bot in hit. And we stalled enough of their recalls. Now, this is a big one. I want to showcase, look how much damage this Maiden does to the Silas. Like, it's just bloody insane. She had him at half health off just her attacks. It is just crazy. And you can probably guess what I'm trying to do here. Just like before, I'm waiting to drop ghouls. That's all I want to do here. So we raise 4. Make sure you hit the wave a little bit. Because if you leave 4 full health ghouls, by the time they actually start getting attacks off, they're going to be half health. And it slows the push. So make sure you weaken the wave a little bit. But we set the top push, and let's run to the Baron. It's literally a formula. This is so basic to look at, but it's very difficult to pull off properly. So we're going to raise ghouls, and we're going to run to the team fight. Now, my team is winning the team fight. That's good. But look at top lane. Remember, my ghouls are in top lane now. They're winning this. They're pushing that top lane. Now, what do? We've summoned Maiden. We don't want to go for the team fight here. Because this team fight, it's a no-go. It's not going to work. We're not going to win this. At least I wouldn't assume we're going to win this fight. Instead, I want to go the dragon. Because what the dragon does is it forces them to come into us and it forces them to ignore what's happening in this top lane. So, I'm pinging the dragon. Meanwhile, my ghouls have just got the top tower. We get the dragon. But what do we do here? Here you go. What do you do? Because this is a good example of how do you play this out. There's a few ways you can do this. What I would suggest is once you get Hollowed Radiance, it's a big check mark that you can actually play dropping Maiden into supers. Because Hollowed Radiance peaks by far when it's attacking minions that are just spawning from the Nexus. The burst that it does in the AoE, it chains. It doesn't matter where the minion is. It will chain to anything that it kills. So you can literally clear an entire Nexus wave of minions in a few seconds off the Hollowed Radiance alone and a couple of ghouls. So dropping Maiden here at bot is actually a really good idea. So I drop the Maiden bot. And instead, what we're going to do is we're going to run mid. And my ghouls are still top, by the way. They're still pushing. They're still getting that tower. They don't know. They're going to get that tower. That was 4 ghouls. There was no Maiden there. It's all split. But what are we going to do now? One of them's dead. We're going to fish with the E's. But remember, we don't want to commit to it. Because my Maiden's bot right now, she's pushing. And we don't want to stop her from pushing. Straight to top. All 3 inhibitors. Usually, after you get all 3 inhibitors, I say get out, unless you get some kills. Most of the time, I say get out. Because generally speaking, it's very hard to go from inhibitors to a win straight away, off the bat. But in this scenario, we picked up a nice kill. So, ended up working out for us. Maiden's come and joined us. And I think we can win here. I think we win here. And yeah, we win here. There's no way they win. So, this game was a really good example of how you can put Maiden in the sides and actually create pressure along the way. Look at my score. I was 4-1-6. I had barely any kill participation. I had 30% kill participation. Look at their Warwick. He had 20 kill participation. It's fucking insane. But look at my farm. 350 CS in 32 minutes. That's insane. That's nuts. And at the end of the game, I actually had, I think it was 12,000 damage to towers. I had almost more than everyone in this game put together. And we won that easy. So I hope this game was good. I hope you enjoyed this one. It should give an insight into when you drop Maiden and stuff like that. In terms of build, that is your final build in almost every game, except for the situational executioners. The last item I usually go is GA. I think GA at last is good because it gives you the fail-safe. It lets you go, oh shit, I can't die, fuck, I made a mistake, I'm dead, but at least I'm resurrecting. In terms of runes, anything runs. I'm going to run an entire new video on what runes to run because you can run anything, everything works. But that will probably go up after this, and I'll probably get a new video out for how to clear the jungle as well. So I hope you guys like this one. If you did, please let me know. There'll be more to come, and I hope this explained quite a few things. But anyway, thanks for coming around, and I'll see you in the next video.